Todd D, 80s guys, 80s and 90s video world. Yeah! Hey everybody, I am the one, the only Todd D, 80s guy, and finally, welcome back to Todd D, 80s guys Great 80s and 90s Museum! So where has this series been all this time, TYME? Well, after an ever-increasing lack of motivation due to YouTube's rules, you know, the 1,000 subscribers at any time and the 4,000 hours of watch time required in a year to get monetized, I got really frustrated from not being paid for my years of work on these videos. And I decided to take some time off to play some more of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I hadn't played the game in over a year, and I had barely played the Nintendo Switch at all since then. So I finally got back into playing Zelda and played it for another 40 or 50 hours, and now have over 180 hours put into the game. I haven't even completed 25% of this huge game. See, 180 hours or more. There is so much to do in this game and so many different things to find. It is a must-have on the Nintendo Switch. Even if you don't think you would like a game like this, try it, or somebody else, either a friend or a family member, will enjoy this game. It was during that time of playing Zelda when I decided to close down the museum for a while and do the things that I wanted to do. And since the Nintendo Switch started this greatly big break, I am wearing this back in the day Nintendo Entertainment System shirt. As I've worn this classic 80s and 90s shirt many times already, but it's greatly special that I wear it in this episode. And playing Breath of the Wild again led to many more than a couple days off. By the way, couple days off in the title of this episode is a reference to the hit early 90s song by Huey Lewis and the News. But before I can tie in you the main story of this episode, I want to say that Tie Day marks the first day of my 13-day staycation from Walmart. Yay! So now my great summer staycation and the main story of this episode continues. Well, after all that healthy cooking in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, I was inspired to start eating healthier myself. And that led to a special steak recipe, which I will reveal in a future episode. Then after all that cooking, it led me to exercise, where I'm still trying to stick with my workout routine, which I've already gotten off track with. But with all this time off, I can get back into it again. After a lot of time on my Twitter account, and a lot of time on YouTube, and playing some more indie games on the Nintendo Switch, I'd gotten caught up on everything I wanted to do, and now it was finally time to reopen Todd D, 80s guys Great 80s and 90s Museum! I want to show you one last thing before I end this episode. Some of the games that I recommend you check out on the Nintendo Switch. Toy Explorer Edition, a 3D platformer that will remind you of those classic 3D platformers of the 90s. Woodle-Tree Adventures Deluxe, another 3D platformer, but with a more cutesy, simplistic art style. It's much smaller than Poi, but still not a bad game. It's also getting a big open world sequel that's planned to be released next month. Yes, I said open world 3D platformer. How many of those do you know of? And yes, WoodleTree 2 Deluxe is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Poi is from PolyKid Games, and WoodleTree Adventures Deluxe is from Chubby Pixel. And I recommend both of those games to people who are craving 90s 3D platformers. And what better system to play a 3D platformer on than a Nintendo system? Nintendo Switch! These will be two cool Nintendo Switch games that you can play while you wait for next week's big E3 events. Anyway, that's it for this episode, so have a great day or night, depending on where you are, and be fantastically chipperific. Bye. The end.